we've been so lucky enough to have so many big undisputed fights in the last 12 months. I think we have the biggest one of them all coming up October 12th. This is How to Beat in association with William Hill, Adi Oladipo, Darren Barker. Obviously, I'm talking about Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol. Unbeaten versus unbeaten. Someone's O has got to go. Someone's going to be crowned the greatest heavyweight of this era. Maybe one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Woo! Here we go. Here we go. I know your backside's firmly on the fence with this one because this is the. Oh, whoa!
No.
You're Team Bivol, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm Team Bivol, and I'm staying with it. So I'll give you my prediction. I think Bivol wins this fight. Probably the fight I'm most looking forward to, and I have been, so gutted when it got postponed.
Can I stop you? I was actually happy. Because I almost felt like it was almost being forgotten about because of 5 versus 5. It was like 5 versus 5. Oh, and we've got Bivol.
Just want to watch the fight. That's all it is. I just want to see the fight. But it deserves its own show. So you're right. But what a contrast in styles. There's. I want to go back a little bit back. Not so much a story, but there's something definitely happened in these Russian training camps back in the day, because I do see an awful lot of respect coming from Bivol that he's showing Beterbiev. And I'm not sure if he's been beaten up a little bit by Beterbiev in those early days, which is understandable. He's the older man. He was the established fighter for Russia at the time, and you've got Bivol coming through and trying to make a name for himself, and he may have been on the end of a beating. And I can sense that a little bit with Bivol, but I don't think it's going to make any difference on the night. Tactically, I think there's no secret here. Bivol's going to have to use his feet really well, and we know there's not many have as good a footwork as him. The way he just in, out. There's a few, but he's way up there, if not the best.
I think footwork. I think he's the best.
Doesn't make any mistakes. He's never falling over the front foot. He's there. He's out. And when he hits you, he's getting full power, full leverage on the shots. And when he's stepping out of range, he's missing by that much. Because it becomes difficult when you step right out of range and you're that far back. It's very hard to then, as he is, a counter-puncher, hard to quickly get back and land. So you want to keep that fraction. Whether you're moving your head, you want it there, not there. Yeah. Or when you're moving back, you want to be there, not here. Yeah. So it's so important. And he does it so well. So I think movement is key for Bivol. I think he's got to be busy like he was against Canelo. I think the better the opposition, the better Bivol is. I think against Lyndon Arthur. No. I just think, look, why make this sport any harder than it has to be? And if you can cruise, and I know the fans aren't going to like this, but you as a fighter, you're thinking about longevity, why take any unnecessary risks? You don't need to. In the fights against Lyndon Arthur and a couple of others, he's kind of cruised. Yeah.
Did a bit better though against Malik Zinad last time.
Yeah, Zinad.
And I was finding it as the case of, okay, let me just put the foot on the pedal and go through the gears.
And I think Zinad was a bit of an unknown quantity, and he posed some quite difficult questions for Bivol, but he got the job done, and you can see what it meant to him. He was over the moon. So I think feet, and he's got to be busy, not greedy. He doesn't have to be letting flurries go, because then you could walk onto one. But yeah, I think it starts with ease for me, for Bivol.
The problem with that theory, and there's a flip side to that coin, okay, because he has these, Bivol, Beterbiev has these. He has rocks in these gloves. 20 fights, 20 wins, 20 knockouts. And Callum Smith, I think, saw that Beterbiev has good feet as well.
Yeah, so
because he set traps for Beterbiev. Yeah. And Beterbiev was able to kind of get through those traps.
And that was going to be my example, the Callum Smith fight, because another thing that he does up there with one of the best in world boxing, Bivol, is his jab. He's got a fantastic jab, throws it so well, so much variation with his shot. So does Callum Smith. Yeah. And Beterbiev straight away took the jab away from Callum Smith, and he'd done that by just swarming over him.
Too much.
Educated, but he was on him. From that first bell, he closed the gap, and it was the shots raining. And Callum Smith felt them early. I think he needs to be equally as busy. I don't think, sometimes in the Callum Smith fight, he was lively from the off, but he can be a bit guilty of starting slow. Beterbiev.
Yeah, he's been knocked down a couple of times because of those slow starts.
Like he needs something to get going, whether it be a shot, he takes a shot, and then that really, gives him the kick up the backside he needs. But with Bivol, you can't afford to do that. Before you know it, it could be 8 rounds and you're 8 down.
I think because of what you said at the top there, both of them coming from the same Russian camp, Beterbiev a senior, Bivol a junior, I think this gets going immediately. I don't think there's any case of, okay, I'm going to start slow here, because they have to win. Like this is for country now. You have to win. Beterbiev's not going to look at Bivol and think, I'm letting this guy even think of getting off. What about age? Beterbiev 39, coming off injuries. I know that happened the same time as Callum Smith fight, and we all thought Callum had a chance because of it. What about age?
I'm taking that into account in this fight. I think it could be a massive factor. When he fought Callum Smith is, you know, a few miles on the clock. He's been around a long time. No spring chicken. I think with Bivol, though he's not the youngest, I think he's fresh. He is fresh as a daisy, and I just feel that is going to be so evident. Your timing, your distance, very hard when you're in there with a fresher fighter. And I think we're starting to slowly see that with Beterbiev. And I think the first thing that goes is your punch resistance. And like you said, he's been dropped a couple of times. Bivol, not the biggest destructive one-punch knockout artist, but still punches with real authority and deserves respect. And I think he will get caught. I do feel this goes the distance. I think he's going to rack up so many of the early rounds, Bivol, through these feet, through the jab, that he's going to be able to stay out of trouble. There may be a couple of moments in a few of the rounds where Beterbiev catches Bivol, and you might see a bit of a reaction in the legs because he punches that hard. So he's always in with a shout till the very end. I think he might come on strong, Beterbiev, but I think Bivol will do enough in the early rounds to win this fight.
What scares me about Beterbiev, and I say this as a Bivol fan, you guys know I'm Team Bivol on this, every person he hurts, he goes in for the kill and does get the kill. Everyone that's tried to outbox him, Vosdik, fantastic amateur as well, at the time Olympic gold medalist, WBC champion, got to him. Marcus Brown got to him. Callum Johnson had the audacity to put him down, got up, got to him as well. Everyone he hurts, he seems to stop. What makes Bivol any different that you feel like he could hurt Bivol, but Bivol will still be able to kind of have enough in the tank to see this through?
It's not so much his chin, if I'm honest. I think it's more his IQ and knowing how to position himself in the ring. Like I said about the distance, just enough to take the sting out of shots. I'm not sure how many times he'll fully get caught with solid shots because he's that quick at getting out of the way of the shots fully. But I just think, and it's going to sound nuts because of what Beterbiev's done. I just think Bivol's a better fighter. I think he's a better boxer.
Fighter or boxer? There's a difference. There's a difference. In
okay,
those two.
A better boxer.
Okay, and this is
I think
boxing.
he's a better boxer. And this is boxing, and I think he's going to have to box to beat Beterbiev. But put it this way, I won't be fully convinced of my prediction until I hear that final bell.
Yeah.
Because he has that lights out power that carries through the entire fight. I can't wait.
So honestly, it's a fantastic fight. I mean, normally, look, we get undisputeds quite a lot now, and we're lucky to have undisputed fights. It's quite rare to get undisputed fights between two guys that are unbeaten. And we're getting that in the light heavyweight division. We had it with Spence Crawford, we had it with Fury Usyk. Now we're going to get it in the 175-pound division.
Bivol points.
With zero conviction, Bivol points. With zero.
Because of the power. That's why it makes it so good.
He's frightened. Right, here we go. Russian versus Russian, unbeaten versus unbeaten, undisputed. That means all the marbles are on the line. Chuck in the Ring Magazine belt as well. This one will be special. October 12th, live on DAZN, Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev. We are both going for Bivol with zero conviction. We'll see what happens.